friends and family, welcome back to another episode of Dusty's Keto Kitchen. And today we are going to be doing the chicken bacon ranch casserole. And it's so simple. Literally, aside from cooking the chicken first, you're literally mixing everything into a bowl, dumping it into a casserole, topping it with some cheese, and throwing it in the oven. It's super simple. And remember, I told you from the get-go that I had to keep this simple or I'm not going to do it, because I don't really have time for anything else other than simple. Now, the Salisbury steak was another thing. I didn't really know what I was walking into. So anyway, let's get started. All right, so first thing, and this is going to take a little bit of time as far as cooking is concerned, but the first thing we're going to do is get us some thick cut, delicious, your favorite style, standard smoked bacon. You don't want flavored bacon. Pepper bacon would probably be okay, but thick cut smoked bacon. That's it. No flavors. And I'm going to lay this out across this, and this bad boy is going to go into the oven, and then it's going to bake at 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. And we want it a little bit crispy because we're going to be chopping it up. And actually, no, we don't want it crispy because it's going to get cooked a little bit longer in the casserole when it goes into the oven. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start getting the rest of this ready. That way it's ready to go once the bacon comes out. So we're going to take a mixing bowl. And then this wants about a pound of fresh broccoli. It can be steamed broccoli, it can be frozen broccoli. It doesn't really matter. But if it's frozen, you need to make sure that it's thawed. Now, this is not currently thawed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pan out, boil some water, and throw these in a colander that's on top of the pan while we're waiting for the bacon. Now this bag is just short of a full pound. It's only 12 ounces. So I'm going to grab another bag and add about another third of it. Now the chicken, I've actually already got pre-cooked. I did it a couple days ago because I knew I was going to be doing this, or day before yesterday. And I like now this asks for about 1.5 pounds of cooked chicken cubed, but I like texture of shredded chicken better. And shredded chicken, the easiest way to do it, to keep the flavor in the chicken, is to put it in a crock pot. So I actually have a small crock pot that I use. It's, I don't know, 3 or 4 quarts. And I put 5 chicken breasts, and like 3 cups or 2 cups of chicken broth, and then let it cook for about 5 or 6 hours. And then I shredded them, threw them back in here, and just threw this in the fridge. And then that way it's ready to go for this. Now, I've already weighed this out. This is actually just over 1.5 pounds of shredded chicken. While we're mixing everything, I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. And this is actually going to go in the microwave for just like 30 or 40 seconds because it needs to be softened. So just a block of cream cheese, we need 8 ounces, and 1 block of cream cheese is typically 8 ounces. Well, that's doing its thing. So we need a tablespoon of minced onion, a tablespoon of parsley, a 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder, and then a 1/4 tablespoon of salt and pepper. 4 ounces of sour cream, which is a 1/2 cup. 4 ounces of mayonnaise. 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. And then we're going to add 8 ounces of shredded cheese. And then we're going to mix. The bacon's almost ready. We can go ahead and combine the rest of this. And so that way it's all done. That way we get the bacon out, dice it up, mix it in, boom, right in the oven. Now you probably should wait for the bacon to cool, but I'm not gonna. Bacon inside. When I said it was this easy, that's it. You mix it up. And then we put this big, yummy, gooey mess into the casserole pan. Spread it out. Take about another, I don't know, quarter cup of cheese. Okay, maybe half a cup of cheese. There's lots of cheese in this baby. All right, and then in she goes. And then she's gonna go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes, or until the top starts to bubble. There we go. Look at that. That is perfect. And the smell, oh my goodness. Alright, this is going to be stupid hot, but I'm going to try to take a little bite anyway. Alright, so here we go. Now that is good stuff. All right, so final verdict and macros. So the food is phenomenal. It tastes great. I love broccoli, so that's always a plus. The overall cook time was only about 25 or 30 minutes, as far as getting everything brown and stuff on the top. Total prep time. Like I said, I had the chicken pre-cooked, so I cheated a little bit as far as the recipe goes. But everything else, total put together, that includes cooking the bacon in the oven, that puts it a total prep time of about 25 minutes is what I came up with. And that's when I had everything already all mixed together and going into the casserole pan. And then once it's in the casserole pan, in the oven, and then you go do your other stuff until it's cooked and ready to go. I'd say this recipe is probably great for family type positions because it requires little work, and it's basically 2 bowls aside from what you cook the chicken in. And so you're literally putting everything in a bowl, mixing it together, and into the casserole pan. So highly recommended for quick, simple dinners for the family. As far as macros and stuff are concerned, the macros and stuff are on point. It's not a high amount of calories, and part of that's because it's all pretty lean as far as like the chicken and stuff goes. But calories wise, we're at 572 calories. I have 2,600 calories per day, so that is well within where I need to be. Net carbs are only 5. So even with all the broccoli and everything else that goes into it, only 5 net carbs. Protein's pretty good at 46, and fat is great at 44. Now, in some versions of keto, your protein needs to be much lower. I need 150 grams of protein, and so when it comes to protein, I have a lot more protein in my recipes because of it. So for those of you that are at a much smaller weight, you need to make sure you're adjusting your protein in some of these dishes that you're making, because too much protein is not a good thing when it comes to keto. But anyways, that's that. Food's great. Hopefully, if you guys try this out, you get to enjoy it like I do. And until next time, thanks for joining Dusty's Keto Kitchen.